Oh, Ahsoka.
Yes.
Did you watch episode 3?
I did.
I loved it.
I forget most of it.
They're in the ship, and then they go to see the hyperdrive spaceship, and they get followed by the Padawan Sith person.
Yes.
And Sabine is doing her training.
What actually happened, though?
That's what happened.
It's just a chase scene. The episode was a chase scene.
And then their ship has no power, and Ahsoka puts on a suit and goes out into space and deflects some of the black lasers from
the one thing
ships.
I will say about the episode is that my issues with Ahsoka and everything and her personality in the first 2 episodes isn't fixed, but it's slightly shifting, and I think it's because she was very much almost redesigned to be a background character to just kind of give exposition and do whatever in the Boba Fett era and like the Mando era. Okay. And so now that they're doing this and it's an extension of Rebels, she's slowly kind of feeling more comfortable.
She feels like her own character.
And she's kind of coming into it a little bit.
It would have been easier if they did what people said and just used the voice actress, Ashley, I believe her name is, as Ahsoka. Because then the characterization there. Ahsoka is a character that's existed forever, or however long, but Rosario Dawson is still, at least from what we've seen, finding her version of the character.
To be fair, she's been famous as that character because she's been doing it for a couple years, but what does she have, 5 minutes of screen time?
Exactly.
Like, she doesn't have a whole lot.
No, she mostly has the look.
Yeah.
The look, I think, is perfect, still.
The only thing that bothers me is, there's no way around it, is...
The tentacles?
Yeah, they're it's clearly foam, but, what else are you going to do? Unless you're going to have them CG, which is going to look weird.
When you zoom in on it, you could see some of the folds and the cracks and things. You're like, wow.
So as much as it bothers me, at the same time, I'm like, I like that you committed to it.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%. And they look better now than they did in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I don't remember what they look like.
They look the same, but worse.
I also, I don't remember if it was in the animated ones or not, but she's got this crown piece that goes around there. Was that in the animated thing, or is that just their way of hiding her hairline?
No, it was in the animated. Okay. I think episode 3 was almost perfect. Timmery hates it. She hates it with a passion, and now she thinks Ahsoka is the worst show that she's seen thus far.
It was definitely better than the other 2.
I would say 100% because the story is actually going somewhere now.
Yes.
It feels like the first 2 episodes were like, oh, look, this is Ahsoka, this is what we're doing. And now we have 6 more episodes to actually have a series.
I'm really worried about the villain, not the Padawan, but the older one.
Stevenson.
Yeah. Because people are talking about, there's maybe, there's something about him where they're viewing, possible redemption arc happening.
I believe it.
Or whatever, but, since he's dead,
there's nothing to do.
Where does it go? How, do you go with that route? Do you just can't... But, so you're just going to show him be a bad guy, kind of be a good guy, and then not wrap it up because he died, or do you think it wraps up in this season?
I would say it wraps up in the season, or it's going to be a cliffhanger, and if it's really important, they'll recast.
Or CGI him into the thing.
No. The amount of money and time that takes, that I can see why they would put resources into Luke for whatever, but they wouldn't do it for...
They did it for Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, that's Tarkin. Tarkin, Leia, Luke, they've done it for them.
Yeah, okay, but Leia and Luke and then Tarkin is not on the same level as Leia.
Tarkin is on the same level.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. You've seen the original 3?
Yes.
Tarkin is very important for a
I want that
bit.
guy who Vader chokes out in the first, 5 seconds that he's on screen.
We know him as that guy. I think it's great. I think it feels like she's coming more into her own as the character.
Yeah.
I like Sabine a lot more. Clearly, between episode 2 and 3, the wig changed because her hair looks much better.
Oh, so that's the other thing that happened.
What?
Everyone was talking about, oh, this is fucking stupid. She's not a Force user. They're going to make her a Force user. She's sitting there.
They fixed the canon. Even though it's been said in Rebels and things.
I don't know what they fixed. That's how I've just viewed it.
Everybody has viewed the Force that way.
Yeah. I don't know what they fixed. But
some people are very angry, Brendan.
She's sitting there and she's looking at the cup. I'm like, if she moves that, this is bullshit. And she went, ah, and I'm like, okay, there you go. She's not good at it. Not everyone's a fucking prodigy.
It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
You have to.
So, if she can work her way to that and she's she can use it, but she's not a fucking top tier Jedi, that's fine. That's supposed to be.
Let her be just a Jedi Knight. Let her be. I don't want.
She doesn't need to be a Jedi Knight. She could just have the Force.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fine.
Broom kid.
Yeah. Look, there's Wookiees who are Force sensitive. Everyone can use it. That's part of it. It's metachlorians aren't everyone. You can do whatever. Come on, no, you can't diss George like that.
No, George was perfect. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He did though. That's the scary part.
I'm gonna be really angry.
He knew that.
I'm gonna be really angry come episode 10 or whatever they're gonna call it when Rey comes back. If they're like, oh look, it's Sabine, but she's really old. Stop it. Don't do this. Not every character needs to live for that long.
Everybody needs to live. Some need to die.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Who's gonna die in the show? Because it's not gonna be Ahsoka.
Good.
No.
Why?
I wouldn't. I doubt it.
Why?
There's no way.
You know
now
what
she's a money printing machine.
You know what I really want them to do though?
Kill Sabine. Kill Ezra. That'd be a crazy.
You know what? Yes, kill Sabine solely because she survived what she shouldn't have. Fucking Qui-Gon Jinn did not die so she could live.
But Darth Maul lived. Well, but then their whole explanation for that was he was just angry.
So fucking angry he couldn't die. And that's the other thing where I kind of want to see him in this again, but like they wrapped up his story. So
they did. He died. Well, he can go back as a Force ghost.
I still want to see his story as the
there are Sith Force
drug lord from Solo.
We're never going to get it.
I want it.
I know. Everybody does. Disney took the wrong lessons from Solo not performing well. It's not that we didn't like it. Yeah. It's that you probably shouldn't film one movie twice with two different directors entirely and then put it out like a year after episode 8.
I also just didn't need a solo film.
Nope.
You give me a Darth Maul solo film, I will see a trilogy of them.
100%.
He's my favorite character.
Can you imagine what it's like living in that alternate universe where they followed George's episode 7, 8, and 9 shit, where he was the main villain and he had an apprentice?
What did you take from us? Even when we did the J.J. Abrams ones, I wanted to see more of the Knights of Ren. I wanted to see all of that. And every single time someone else stuck their greedy fucking hands in it, it got worse.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Just we're gonna but every time.
Have you ever seen what Duel of the Fates would have been in the original episode 9 with Rey? Double-sided blue lightsaber, beating the shit out of Kylo Ren.
I've watched the YouTube videos on where people talked about. It may have been, probably.
He does a really nice animation.
Yes, and I saw all that stuff, and that alone seemed really cool. And the fact that it's all wrapped up with that, like, that's the problem with new Star Wars. And I saw, like, there were, like, a lot of comments and everything on, like, the past episode about, like, oh, Star Wars fans are never happy, and no.
I mean, that's a fact. But...
Yes, but the problem, you showed us what could be done that is good and aren't doing it. If it was always like this, the problem isn't that we're never happy, it's that you lowered your bar and go, why don't you like it? But
it's also so much of the information has come out. You know, if episode 9 came out and they were able to keep everything under wraps, that there was a Duel of the Fates in the original, whatever it was.
That's so cool.
But the fact that we sit here, we go, you gave us this, you had this, and you got rid of it deliberately.
To give us...
This is why we hate you so much.
Yes.
Or because you went Mandalorian season 1 and 2 are both pretty stellar, and then because we want to have season 4 and 5, we gave you 3 as filler. You gave us this, and then forcibly gave us this. We hate you for this still.
This isn't some niche thing.
No.
Everyone loves Star Wars. Which means the people working on it also love Star Wars, and everyone involved went, this is the way to go, man. No. What are you doing?
You know exactly. It's not because it's fucking Disney. It's not a bunch of people that love Star Wars going, we should do this. It's 3 or 4 dudes up top going, now look, the numbers say we should do this. We want to do this because we want to look like this. And everybody below it goes, that's a bad idea. And they go, do you want a paycheck? We do.
Shut the fuck up.
Do it. That's what happens. That's why Dave Filoni isn't fucking in charge of Ahsoka. And it's screen accurate. It's pretty good thus far.
You got him and
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not. Listen, I love Jon Favreau, man.
Goes and everything, and as far as whatever, it's even better than the things that they're not involved in. Why is it so hard to get just competency? Not even greatness, just competent Star Wars.
And you don't even need one guy. You don't need a Kevin Feige for Star Wars. You don't need Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau to be like, we're going to drive the whole thing. You need a cohesive vision instead of going, oh yeah, man, we want to try out different directors, and then you fucking fire them.
What we keep getting, and they keep thinking we're wanting, is the movies, the Clone Wars, when we want just season 7 over and over again. Like, that's why do you keep going back to ass just to build the good when you could just give us... clearly you know how to write.
I understand fan service. I understand they're like, look, man, it's so-and-so.
You know what the best fan service is? Make a good fucking movie.
That's not redemption. You don't redeem yourself by going, look, Chewie got his medal in episode 9.
Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, man.
Thanks, Chewbacca.
You know what his coolest moment was for me outside of that? Just finding out that he knew Yoda and then just never fucking mentions it. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he really...
He probably wouldn't have remembered.
He probably remembered, but like, you don't forget Yoda.
Chewbacca.
But like, also like, I don't think Luke ever mentions that to them, so like there wouldn't be any connection.
Nope.
So it's those weird little things where you're like, oh, and then like that's fan service that I like. Not, hey, okay, but after he did that, he went on like vacation and he ran into like Leia's like father-in-law, and then they made buddies, and then like that's what I'm saying. That didn't happen, but like that's the kind of fan service where they're like, we have to fill in all the gaps. I'm like, no, you don't. Just let it be. Give me a sprinkle. I don't need a whole bottle of sprinkles. Just give me one.
I'm fine with filling in some of the gaps because now I've said that there's so much good. I'm tired of them going like the gaps between 3 and 4. I like that we're exploring 6 and 7, the gap in there.
Yeah.
Or explore some of the other shit going on between 5 and 6 because it's the galaxy is fighting an empire. It's millions and billions of beings.
Yeah.
Show me more of that. That's perfect. Stop telling me how people survived Order 66, because I love it, and I love seeing Order 66 in 25 different ways.
Yeah.
I'm getting really fucking tired of them being like, they killed all the Jedi except this one,
This
and
one,
this one,
this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one.
and then you have a new show come out and be like, look,
And
there's
this
a baby
one, and
Yoda
this
who happened to be there when Anakin showed up,
And he
we
didn't kill
saved him.
Yes.
And Ahmed Best was there. Cool. Thanks for Ahmed Best, but
I
he
just
didn't have to be there for Order 66. Grogu could have been fucking literally anywhere else and be like, look, he looks like Yoda, but tiny.
the only reason you could also just make an Order 66 animated film and just fully dive into it and do kind of what they did in season 7 of the Clone Wars again, but like from someone else's perspective, pick a random Jedi and just show them build and die within one film, and that would be cool. Don't make it someone I saw, don't make me care. Like, they're gonna die at the end of the film.
Don't give me Han Solo as a different actor when he's younger.
Make it a Rogue One story.
Yes.
Make it so
A
that
one-off.
everyone in it is dead. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't care. If you want to do that, give me the history. Do
Yes.
not give me the in-between.
Which is why Rogue One is like the best Star Wars movie.
I know
or the
people
second.
who hate it, but it's so good.
It's so it doesn't make sense.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is one with me.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. I'm one
Same
with the Force.
character in John Wick 4.
Yes, he
And
is.
then-
Cool blind
Can
guy.
you? That's a really weird and cool thing to be typecast as. Blind ninja. Just I can't see you, but I'm gonna kill you.
Doorbell. Motion detector. So Ahsoka. We talk about Star Wars very often. I will link below some of our other Star Wars videos because we did a main episode about Star Wars like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Every 3 months, yeah.
Pretty often. And I think we talked about how the rewatch is coming, but not until like March.
May the 4th.
Oh, that's fair.